Welcome, everyone. And thank you, first of all, for honoring our invitation to be a part of this webinar organized by Superstar Academy. Majorly, we're doing this because we know that a lot of small food business owners want to find their footing when it comes to building and scaling a very viable food business in Nigeria. And we know that knowledge is always very valuable. There's a lot of gap, and the gap needs to be filled before we all become successful. And because of this, the Superstar Academy is organizing the first webinar, majorly as a Foodpreneur online conference, which is start finding a food niche that can generate steady income for you as a food business owner, and you then be able to steadily thrive as you run your business. We have a speaker with us in this meeting already today. It's our wonderful Mrs. Osaretin Okao that will be speaking to us. Mrs. Osaretin Okao has over 20 years of experience in the food industry. She has a lot of track record when it comes to helping countless small businesses to be able to achieve profitability for their enterprises. She's an expert that has a lot of knowledge when it comes to coaching young people and coaching young businesses especially, and helping them to transform their business when it comes to the operational efficiency, when it comes to structural efficiency, financing, proper costing, money operations, and the likes of that. She's a consultant and known as the Foodbiz Doctor for our enterprise, also the Foodbiz Doctor Consulting that helps a lot of businesses. I'm very sure that at the end of this webinar, we will all be very, very inspired to say, oh, we need more of this, and definitely reach out to her to be able to help you one-on-one, handhold you to run your small food businesses. And she also being an author of a food business book that helps you, that can also be, that you can also get at the end of this webinar, and for opportunity to be an advisory member of the board as she is for a lot of other businesses. So thank you once again, Mrs. Osaretin Okao, for honoring this invitation and having this session with us. So I want to hand this over to you so that our people can learn a lot from you. We are here with our pads and paper, ready to explore and acquire as much as possible today. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ife. All these accolades. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for taking time out to join us this afternoon. Who is excited? Who is excited? I like beginnings. You know, I feel that this is the very first conference. I love beginnings. And thank you, Ife, for the opportunity to be with you and your partners, is what I will call them. So once again, welcome, everybody. Ife has said it all. My name is Osaretin Okao, aka the Foodbiz Doctor. And she's really said everything. So I'll just jump right into it. Before we get started, I would like for you to put in the comment section what made you take part, what made you register to be part of this conference today. It would be nice to know what is the reason. Yes, I know the topic is choosing the food niche that generates steady income, but why did you come? Why did you come? Why are you not saying I'm too busy? I have other things I want to do. So if you don't mind, please put in the comment section, and then I would like to know if there are new things that I should be aware of. Secondly, I would also like to know in the comment section whether you've already started your food business, you are planning to start your food business, or you have your food business aside also having a full-time job. Because I always get excited for any opportunity to talk to food business owners. I like to congratulate you to choose food business, because you could have been an artist, you could have been a fashion designer, could have been anything else, but you chose food business to be your business of choice. So please, if you don't mind, put in the comment section, and then I will take a look at it in a minute, and then we'll dive right into it. So the question is, choosing a good niche that generates a steady income. Well, let me shock you. The thing about running a food business is don't get too bogged down with the steady, okay? Don't get too bogged down with the steady, because that is going to drive you crazy. That is going to drive you crazy. What is important is when you look at your business as a whole, is it worth your while? Is the return on your investment in time, in resources, in effort, in stress worth your while? Because you all know that in food business, there'll be times where you make a certain amount in a particular day. And then there'll be times where you're like, what's happening here? So that's what I'm saying. Do not let it, in quote, steady. So, because I don't know what your definition would steady be. Are you saying how much money you want to make on a daily basis? Are you saying how much money you want to make on an hourly basis? What is important in running your food business is at the end of the month or whatever window or duration you set for yourself, is this business worth my while? So thank you for those who are already sending their comments. I will take a quick look at them quickly. And then I can see that Sholampumi said to know more about food business I'm planning to start my food business. Fantastic. I'm passionate about food, on how to prepare good food, because food business will never go out of relevance. That is absolutely correct, because we always eat. And then somebody here said that she's interested in learning more about the food business. Fantastic. So I'm going to share my slide so that we can jump right into it. Let me see. There we go. Can everybody see my slide?
Yes, we can.
Fantastic. So let's get right into it. And I have the first question. For everybody here now, the question is, you want to generate steady revenue. I want to ask a question, and I would like that to write it down in your notepads. How much revenue is enough for you? How much revenue is enough for you? Because while we are choosing the right niche or the good niche or the appropriate niche, the question is, how much revenue is enough for you? How much revenue is what you're not picking up a job? How much revenue is what your sleepless night? How much revenue is what your effort? So I like that you put in your notepad and also in the comment section, what is this revenue that makes you happy? What is this what revenue will keep you satisfied as a foodpreneur? Let us know in the comment section. Let us know in the comment section. Again, for those who have not met me, Ife has done a very, very good summary of who I am, so I'm not going to delve into all of this, but I'd just like to mention that in my 26 years running, being in the food business space, I cannot imagine doing anything else. I cannot imagine doing anything else. I'm super passionate about helping food businesses thrive, because it's a lot of work and you should get a return on your investment. So back to my question, how much revenue makes this whole thing worth your while? Comments, please. Write it down, because that is a very important part or aspect in you choosing the right niche. For some people, they are okay with 100,000 a month. For some people, they are not okay with 10 million a month. So for you, and it doesn't mean that you are unambitious. Everybody has what their needs are. So your start point in choosing the revenue, for choosing the right niche, is to know, how much money do I want? How much money do I want my business to make for me? So I would implore you to please, like I said, write it in your notepad. And for those of you who want to put it in the comment section, please do well to do so. Why do I say it's important? Why is it important for you to know how much revenue? Because there are so many aspects of running a food business. There are so many food businesses you can run. And then the type of food business can generate the kind of income you're going to earn, or the kind of revenue you're going to generate. And to be honest, choosing the right niche for you really boils down to two things. Can you believe it? It boils down to two things. Number one is the category. What category in the food space do you want to work in? What category? I will talk about categories in the next slide. And then what kind of food do you want to sell? That's really what it boils down to. On the category, we're looking at scope. What is the scope of food business? What kind of scope do you want to cover in your food business? What is the size? What size of food business are you looking at? And then finally, what kind of money do you have, or do you have access to, or have you set aside in choosing the niche for your food business? The second point in choosing the good niche is, what type of food do you want to sell? May I add here that, do Do you know that being a foodpreneur doesn't really mean that it's always going to be you selling food? Selling things that are complementary to food is also food business. It's because I know that for foodpreneurs, our mind quickly goes to cooked food. You can do support services for the food space. A lot of people are making a lot of money from food blogging. Anyway, maybe if you can plan another webinar and then we'll talk about that in more detail. So like I said, choosing the right niche comes down to two factors. The scope and the type of food you want to sell. Let us go into categories. What are the different categories? Are you together? Are we all together? Am I too fast? Hello? Please, I want to see a thumbs up. If I'm too fast, let me know. If you're happy with my pace, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If you're happy with my pace, give me a thumbs up in the comment section. Yeah? All right. So categories of food niches, it's basically categorized into three. At least that's what I've done in this conference.
No, we are getting you. It seems that, hello?
Yes. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, ma.
Awesome, Blessing. Thank you very much. So for this webinar, I've categorized food business into three. Some other schools of thought will do into 5, some will do into 2, some will do into whatever number. But for simplicity, I've categorized the different the food niches into 3. One of them is home-based. So the scope for home-based is you want to start small, you want to validate your brand, which we'll talk about further in this webinar. You want to not take too many risks. You want to be sure that you've got it all sorted out before you go into, you do the deep dive. So category 1 for food niches will be home-based. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with you starting as a home-based business. So you can start things like soup pots, meals on the go. You can start packaged meals, like plantain chips, cakes, puddings, desserts. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you starting your business as a home base. In fact, that is what I recommend because it minimizes your risk. It allows you to understand your business, and it allows you an opportunity for you to straighten out your kinks. That means whatever it is that is a challenge, you have an opportunity to straighten it out. And more importantly, should you make mistakes, you are not too way up in your expenses so that, they say, let's fall where we are close to the ground so that the hurt is not too much. And then you won't fall anyway by God's grace. So we have the home-based business. The second category is the commercially operated food business. That means you have a functional kitchen that can do meals in hundreds of numbers. You have the money to invest in equipment. You have the money to employ the number of staff to run that operations. You have money to pay for your utilities, light, electricity, statutory issues. You have money to do all of that. And then examples of these kitchens are meal prep kitchens, ghost kitchens, and even meal production kitchens. So you're looking at having big clients that will give you contracts, or you have big weddings, or you have big events. So that is the next category. And then the final category is the mobile food business. And yes, there's huge opportunity in the mobile food business. I do not know why that is not really explored in Nigeria. Just very few people are doing the mobile food business. And it also involves mobile carts. Mobile carts is also quite cool. If you do yours in a fancy way, maybe you don't have money to do the big food truck, you can do crepes on a mobile truck. You can do small chops on a mobile truck. You can do even the plantain chips on a mobile truck. You can do akara on a mobile truck. You can do puff-puff on a mobile truck or a mobile cart. And then in that same category for mobile business is the street food. I'm sure most of you saw the viral video of the guy that is doing akara. He's been doing it for like 30 years. And that's what he has used to send his kids to school. That way he has used to build houses in the village. Just to emphasize that you don't have to be loud and big. There's nothing wrong with being loud and big because you have a market to serve. But it's important that, like I said, you know what your revenue is, you know what you have to put into building your business, and more importantly, you know what your energy can take. Are we good? Are we good? Hello?
Yes, ma.
All right. All right. So I continue. Everybody's good. Everybody can hear me.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Fantastic. Now that we know what the two categories are, now that we know the two factors, which is really the category you want to play in and the kind of food you want to sell, there are steps in actually choosing a food niche. So you are like, okay, am I going to do the home-based? Am I going to do commercial kitchen? Am I going to do the mobile kitchen? What am I going to sell? But these are 6 key points to help you decide. And I like that we pay attention to these 6 steps. Number 1, evaluate your passion. Nobody knows you more than you. You know what your skill set is. You know what you are capable of. You know what your mental capacity is. You know what you are good at. You know what you are passionate, and you know what your physical energy is. You are the only one that can determine which of these categories do I best suit. Which of these categories can I excel? Which of these categories will my passion show? For example, you're not going to say, oh, I hear people are making great money in food, in baking. So I'm also going to go and start baking. Meanwhile, you don't have the passion for baking. Then you have entered voicemail. You have entered the wrong bus. You are going to Ibadan and you are going to end up in Bakaliki. So it's important that you are honest. They said to thyself, be true. What are my strengths? What is my physical capability? What is my skill set? What can I do with my eyes closed? What is my energy level? And I will add this, how much can I take pressure? Only you can answer that question. So again, for those of us taking notes, under evaluate your passion, you want to assess your mental capability. Are you able to accommodate somebody owing you 10 million if you want to do commercial kitchen? Because commercial kitchens, usually if you're doing contract catering, involve huge numbers and huge funding. And many times, these organizations don't pay you ahead. They're going to look for money, source the money, source the ingredients, cook the food, submit your invoice, and you wake up one morning, XYZ company is owing you 10 million. Do you have the mental capacity to be able to hold that? Do you have the mental capacity to be able to manage a workforce of 30 people? Because that's what commercial kitchens would need if you are doing optimum catering operations. Do you have the mental capacity for them to say, we are bringing in 5, 10, 15, 20 baskets of tomato or a ton of tomato? So you know what your energy level is in choosing, as an important part in choosing a niche, and of course your skill set. Point number 2, explore the niche options. Explore the niche options. So, like I said before, you want to decide in the category, am I home-based? If I'm home-based, what do I want to do? Am I a commercial kitchen? If I'm a commercial kitchen, which aspect do I want to play? If I'm mobile truck, which aspect do I want to play? And these are key points you want to look at in exploring a niche. Point number 1, what is the price you are looking at? What kind of pricing are you looking at in exploring your niche? Are you looking at moderately priced? Are you looking at expensive? Are you looking at high end? You know the way people will say you want to go to a boutique, and the boutique will say, "Oh, I sell premium." Yes, there are catering companies that say, "I sell premium." So what is your pricing? Because that will also help you gauge the kind of niche you want to choose. The second important point in exploring a niche is, what is the value? What is the value you are bringing to that business, in terms of how do you want your product to be perceived? What is the level of the quality? And there's nothing wrong. People are selling akara or anogi and making money. There's nothing wrong with being for everybody or for premium people. So you want to check, what value am I bringing? What category of people do I want to serve? Which is the demographics, which is the third point you have to look at in terms of exploring the niche options. Who are the people I want to serve? Do I want to serve people that are diabetic? So I want to go into healthy food. Anybody that has health issues, whether they want to try and, resolve their diabetic issues, whether they want to be they want to lose weight, whether they want to eat healthy. Is my orientation more into healthy food? Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I don't think I have enough people in that space. Or do you want to say, I want to take care of people that are in a particular demographic? These are people that are working, they earn a certain kind of income, and they're able to afford this kind of pricing. So we have entered demographics. So the first point is, how much do you want to sell your product? The second point is, what is the value? What is your level of quality? What is the level of quality for the service you want to provide in the food you want to offer? The third is, who are the people you want to serve? Are they males? Are they females? Are they elderly people? Are they young people? Are they students? Are they workers? What is their income? How much do they earn? How money do you think they will spend on food? So you start checking all of these boxes. And then the fourth point is, what is their psychology? You want to position your business to make it kind of cool and, pardon the word, sexy. I buy my food from Soupah Kitchen. You know, it's cool for them to know that I buy my food from Soupah Kitchen. So again, you want to look at the psychology, the psychographics. How do you want people to connect with your brand? So that they are like, anybody that buy our product, so they are cool people. You know the way people are like, oh, in Lagos, when ShopRite just opened. If you don't go to ShopRite to shop, you have not started. You are just still beginning. So ShopRite, what is ShopRite? They created a fancy environment. They put ACs, nice music is blowing, and everybody ran to ShopRite. I think there's ShopRite in Ibadan, yes? There's ShopRite in Ibadan. I think there's ShopRite in Ibadan. Yeah. I can imagine how everybody felt when ShopRite landed in Ibadan. You saw what they did there. They made it like a lifestyle. They made it cool. They made it sexy. They made it functional. They made it kind of, a lifestyle. So everybody jumped into going to ShopRite to go and shop. We that are used to going to carry into Mota. Everybody now wanted to go to ShopRite. So how are you positioning your business? So in terms of the niche, you want to, like I said, be very clear on how much you want to price your products. You want to be sure about the level of quality in terms of the value you want to bring. You want to be sure of your demographics, who you want to serve. You want to be sure of the psychographics. That means what kind of mindset are the people. And then lastly, the region, the geographics of that place. Are you looking at the business that serves a particular community? Are you looking at the business that serves, give me an area in Ibadan. I think the Iwo Road, if I'm not mistaken. Do you want to just serve people around Iwo Road? Do you want to serve people that go as far as University of Ibadan? Do you want to serve people that go in, that can access your food in the whole of Ibadan? Are you looking at, I don't mind people coming to come and buy my food from Lagos? Are you looking at people coming to buy your food from all over Nigeria? So you have to be sure what demographics you want to serve in choosing your niche option. So I would like that you are writing all of this point because it will really, really help you. Again, evaluate your passion and your skill. And the second point is explore the niche options in price, in level of quality, in demographics, in psychographics, and then finally what's the last point? I forget. Psychographics, demographics, geographics in the local region. Okay. Point number 3, do not choose a niche if you have not carried out a market survey analysis. Don't try it. Don't I love to do this, it has to be the thing you want to do. You have to be sure that you can earn money in whatever niche that you choose. It doesn't matter if there are already people in that space. You have to be sure that if this space is 100 people, how much of it can I have access to ensure that my business is profitable? If you go to the markets, you see that on one line, you see everybody on that line is selling shoe. Isn't that right? Don't selling bags. And you are wondering, how is everybody making money? It means that the market is big enough for more people to come, or for the number of people that are there to still earn profitable income. So you have to be sure that whatever business niche or whatever food business niche you are choosing, there is space for you. There is space, not just space for you, there is space enough to make it worth your while. And then finally, there is growth potential. That is why some people will go into a space when they see they are hitting capacity, they open a new shop. They don't get drowned and remain in that space. Not necessarily move out, but they open a new location, they open a new space, they go into new territories. So under investigating your market, the 3 key points is you have to be sure that you're going to make money in that niche. You have to be sure that there's capacity for growth, and then you have to be sure of the size so that you know your portion. What is your piece of the pie in that niche that you have chosen? Are we good? Point number 4, narrow down your options. A lot of people say, oh, I want to be a baker. Yes, you want to bake what? Do you want to do cakes? Do you want to do desserts? Do you want to do puddings? Or do you want to even do 2 businesses simultaneously so that you can choose? You know, almost like 0.4 points against, 0.4 points against. It's like even if you want to choose a school for your child, you're going to say, oh, I have 2 options. Which one is my child going to go to? Or I want to buy 2 things from 2 suppliers. Which supplier am I going to buy from? There's always a reason that one surpasses the other. So I would encourage you that you narrow down your options. Narrow down your options in making your final choice. What are the points you should consider? Point number 1 is, do you have people? Do you have the business already? Do you have the market already? If you're going to bake cake or you're going to do chin-chin, which ones do you have more people jumping at it? If you are going to open a bread factory, or you are going to open a father rice catering business, which one do you have people that will say, Abiola, oh yeah, open, we know you're very good at it, we are coming to buy. So you have to assess, where do you already have connections? Where do you already have a market you can speak to? Where do you already have people that have interest in your growth and development? Where do you already have people who are desirous of you prospering? It's very important in narrowing down. Point number 2 to consider when you're narrowing down is, what is your experience? Very important. What is your experience in the food space? Either from your passion as a child growing, or in your job. Maybe you've had an opportunity to work for a food business before. What is your experience that gives you the knowledge to say, this is the one I know I can excel in? Then what is the competition? There's no point going into a space where you are going to be drowned before you even start. What is your competition? You know, there are sometimes, they say that human beings are copycats, and it is very true. I had a friend who went to open a business. It was a food business. Let me even use myself as an example. So I run a grocery shop for only fresh produce. So I go to farmers and I go to markets and I buy fresh produce. And I opened a shop in GRA, okay? And we're doing very well. Small shop, because at that time I had a full-time job. So it was a side hustle. 3 months after opening that outlet, 6 months after opening that outlet, a big supermarket came on that same street. A big supermarket came on that same street. What do you guys think happened to my business? My business started to dwindle because the bigger supermarket was offering a lot more. There was music, there was parking, everybody was rushing there. Yes, I had a few loyal customers that would say, don't mind them, Vegeta, will still come to you and buy. But in my thinking at that time, I didn't think that another business can come that can shake me. 1 year after that other business, another supermarket came that also gave the supermarket a competition. So it is important that when you are narrowing down your options, you have to be very intentional about knowing the potentials of that location, and if competition comes, whether it will drown you. And this will help with your positioning. So you're not going to go and start a business that you are neither here nor there. You are let us just start. People will see your idea and you will look like the novice. People that have more money will see your idea and come and establish better next door to you. So you have to be very careful again. Narrow down your options. No, 1, what is my competence? 2, what is my existing community? How many people are going to jump into this idea? And then finally, what is my resilience to competition? How soon can I recalibrate if competition comes? How can I hold my space? How can I hold my spot when competition comes? You know, even animals develop territories. You know, I was looking at a video of an elephant, you know, in the wild, how he was calling off his territory. And now if any other male animal comes into that territory, he will shush the male animal away. That is how you are going to guide your territory. So that, I always say, don't be afraid of competition. If you do your homework, you will not be afraid of competition. And that is the truth. If you follow these steps and God leads you to make the right choice, and you are consistently doing what you need to do in your food business, you will not be afraid of competition, because I will talk about that as we progress. Point number 5, validate your option. Don't say, oh, all my church members are going to buy from me. All my old students are going to buy from me. All my family members are going to buy from me. It's great to have that optimism, but you are going to validate that. You are going to invite them, and these are the points you should consider when validating. Point number 1, have tasting sessions. Call a few members of your church community. Call a few members of your old school. Call members that belong to your community. Say, oh, look, guys, this is what I'm looking to do. Come around my kitchen, come around my house, or whatever it is you want to launch. Come and take a look at what I'm doing. Come and taste, come and critique. Because one thing that is important in you getting your buyers to become stakeholders is they are involved in your process. They are involved in you betting that vision. They are involved in you betting that business. You need to get them involved. You need to get them to know that, oh, Titi wants to open a bakery. Can you imagine? She baked bread for us to come and taste. So you have to validate. Oh, Titi, your bread is very good, but can it be softer? Can it be harder? You should add one with raisins. So, some people are even doing coconut bread. How can people come to your tasting and not now start feeling emotional? There's something they call emotional buying. They are going to buy because we were there when he started. We are going to buy because when we started, I gave him suggestions. He brought those suggestions into his consideration when he was starting his business. Very important. So you're going to do things like tasting. You're going to find what is the gap in this space. People are doing X, Y, Z, but nobody is doing this. We want to validate that if I provide this, will people jump? Oh, I think people will jump because everybody has been asking. So you carry out surveys. If I was to start a new food business, what kind of food business should I start? Put that in your group, put that in your community, put that in your family, put that in your environment, and get feelers, because feedback these are people that are going to buy from you. So you want to know that there's a gap that you want to fill. You want to do tasting sessions. You want to know whether the market needs the product and at what price point. Please write that down. The market needs the product and at what price point. Because sometimes you have food businesses that are selling very good products, but they outprice themselves. Not that the product is not good, but people cannot afford to buy. Yeah? So under validating your options, you want to, like I said, get your community involved, like, setting up a tasting session, be sure that there's a gap, and finally, be sure that the market demands it. Point number 6, test your niche. Test your niche, which is where the home-based business starts. So I have evaluated my skill, I've explored my options, I've investigated the market opportunity, I've narrowed it down to ofada rice. That's what I want to sell. Test that market. Start to put marketing promotions out. Don't wait until you have started cooking. You have employed staff to start saying you are selling a product. Build the anticipation. Coming soon. Ofada Express by Titi. You guys are going to love it. They're opening on the 1st of December. Hurry now. First time people get discount. Build that momentum. Let people be hungry. Let people be asking, when now? Why do you want to open in October 1st? Why don't you open on the 25th of November? Get people excited about the launch of your brand. Because sometimes it doesn't mean, you get easily discouraged. I know I consult for quite a number of people. I've had people say, oh, I've opened, I only sold 50,000. I'm going to close. It doesn't look like this business has potential. No. You are going to build momentum. And then, okay, we're not talking finance today. If we have a lot of webinars to do, we're not talking finance today. You know that in your food business, you have to put money for some time. You cannot be waiting for money of a new startup to be paying electricity, to be paying salaries, to be buying food. In starting a food business, you must have operating cost money, capital that you have set aside. It's important that you have that. Otherwise, you're going to be overwhelmed, disappointed, discouraged, because you're like, This was not my projection. No. I thought that by the second month, I'll be able to sell 500,000 a month. No. Testing your niche is part of the opening. That is why some brands will do soft opening. They'll get fancy names to call it soft opening. That means that we are not yet loud, though. We don't want people to come and buy a little. You are producing as you need. You are checking feedback. You are evaluating your processes. You are checking whether your staff are really good in the food you are cooking. You are checking whether your suppliers are sending you good products. You are testing your market. You are checking whether everything is going right. But more importantly, you are focused on developing your brand. Listen, guys, please, I want you to write this in your notepad. Developing your brand is what's going to sell your business more than anything else. Get people to be attached to your brand. You know, you have people say Gucci, Fendi. Why? They have gone into people's consciousness as premium brands. They have gone into people's consciousness as something they want to aspire to. You can get into people's consciousness. I know you people have all sorts of seasoning in the market now, but they are still the popular ones that people always go to because they've gotten into people's consciousness. So in testing your brand, in testing your business, you want to focus on building your brand. What are your unique selling points? What makes your own business different? Even if there are 10 people in that locality selling what you want to start selling, what makes your business different? What makes your business different? How responsive are you to feedback? Madam Osaretin, this is your father rice. The meat is too small. That's how I bought it in the market. Are you people ready to pay? No, feedbacks are good. That's why I said test your market. Maybe your people prefer big piece. How are you going to calibrate to see that you're serving their needs? Why not losing money? So you're going to test that food niche. You're going to check the viability of your food business. You are going to grow your brand in that test season. You are going to build your community in that test season. And more importantly, you are going to start small. So you're not having too much headache about where am I going to get 10 million? Where am I going to get 1 million? Where am I going to be able to calibrate and build? Because, like they say, do not despise the days of humble beginnings. The fact that you are just starting small doesn't mean that you are mediocre. It is always about painting a picture of what you want your brand to be further down the line. Further down the line. What is your dream for your food business? What is your dream for your food business? What time are you giving for your food business to grow and reach the heights that it can get to if you get to work, if you put in the work? Very key questions. So as a quick summary, these are the 6 steps that you need to choosing a niche. First, like I said, you want to evaluate your passion and skill. You want to explore your niche options. I hope you all kept notes on the points under each of them. You want to investigate the market opportunity. You want to narrow down your options, and you want to validate your options. And finally, you want to test your niche. Let me say this here. Please, on your notes, I want you to write the Soupah principles. It's S for soda, I for ink, V for value, and A for accessibility. It's important I mention this here because I want that you start thinking about this when you are running your food business, about to start your food business, or growing your food business. It's called the Soupah principles. S-I-V-A. S-I-V-A. And please write it vertically. Vertically. S-I-V-A. The best thing you can do for your food business is to position your food business as a solution, a problem. Position your food business as a solution to a problem. That is what the S is for. Our 4 P's of marketing will tell us product. Product. Our 4 P's of marketing will talk about product, place, price, and promotion. We have replaced that now with Soupah principles. So you're not selling a product. You are selling a solution. That is also key in you choosing the right niche. This thing I want to sell, this business I want to set up in this place, is it a solution to somebody's need? Is it what people are craving for? Is it what people need? How do I position my ofada rice as a solution to the people in this community? Oh, ofada rice. Oh, a very ordinary. Ofada rice is not ordinary. So think about whatever niche you want to go into. How do I position that niche or that business or that product as a solution. The silver, the I in the silver is information. What information am I going to project about this business I'm starting? So for example, you sell Ofada. You are going to say, I sell original, authentic Ofada that is stone-free. That is the kind of language you are going to put in your marketing. Original Ofada that is stone-free. Do you know that Ofada is an whole grain that is great for diabetics? That's the kind of messaging that you're going to put along when you're drawing up your information for your food business. So information that supports your solution is key to you growing your business. So don't say, I'm selling Ofada, I'm selling a Foriro, I'm baking bread. What makes your bread different? I'm baking cakes. What makes your cake different? I'm doing desserts. I'm doing parfaits. What makes your products different? And how do you position these things as solutions to your market? The V is what has replaced price. Don't be too conscious about price. Even though I mentioned you have to pay attention to how much your market is willing to pay. Give them value. Let people buy your product from the value they perceive and that you truly offer than how much they are paying. Let me repeat that. Give your customers, give your market, give your audience, give your community value. And value can be as simple as your Ofada rice doesn't have stone. That can be value. Your Ofada rice is not excessively oily. That can be value. Your Ofada rice is not salty. That can be value. If you have received feedback from your customers that they don't like pepper, your own Ofada rice is mild. That can be value. Are you with me? So the silver principles, S is for solution, I is for information you are presenting to your community about your solution, V is for value, not price. If you can get your customers, if you get your audience, if you can get your community, if you can get the people that buy from you to appreciate the value when they come into your space, everywhere is clean. Your staff are wearing uniforms. They are wearing their PPEs. The cutlery is clean. There is no fly. That's value. Let them see this particular business, Oyato. This one is different. And then the A is accessibility. Wherever you are situated, how easy is it for people to get to you? And how easy is it for you to get to your target market? Don't say it doesn't matter. People will manage. Very key. People are buying things from all over the world now. If you order something on Amazon, it will get to you. I'm sure even in Ibadan, people are ordering things online and it's delivered to your doorstep. So while place is important, you have to also position your business that it's accessible. It's not it's accessible by people coming physically, or it's accessible by you being able to deliver to your market easily. So aside these 5-6 steps I mentioned in choosing a niche, it is important that you embrace the silver principles: solution, information, value, and accessibility. Solution, information, value, and accessibility. Beyond you generating a steady income when you choose the right niche, beyond you generating a steady income when choosing the right niche, these are 4 other things that it does for your food business when you choose the right niche in deciding what food business space you want to play. Number 1, builds brand loyalty, because you are coming with all your energy. You are building supermarket, super academy. You are coming with all your ginger. Before you know it, everybody is resonating with that brand, because you are doing something you are passionate about. You are doing something that you excel in. You are doing something that your skill set brings out the best in you. It increases profit. Like I said, what is your revenue target? You know, we said choosing the right niche that generates a steady income. What is that revenue target? And how do you surpass that target? This is what will happen when you choose the right niche. You'll be able to grow. Why? Because you have the brand loyalty, your business will expand, and when your business expands and you're controlling your costs, you can only just continue to increase profit. Point number 3, it shows your expertise. Don't go and play in a territory where you are not familiar with. play in a territory where you are a bogon, like my brother likes to say. You are a superstar. That with your eyes closed, with the drop of the hat, you will consistently deliver on your unique selling points. And then finally, it will give you peace of mind. It will give you peace of mind because you are in a familiar territory. And this leads me to the next. This leads me to the next topic I want to talk about, and I call it the peace principle. I call it the peace principles. P-E-A-C-E. P-E-A-C-E. Again, write it vertically. Peace of mind will come from P when you prepare. Peace of mind will come from P when you prepare. So prepare yourself, prepare your community, prepare your family, prepare your finances, prepare your church, prepare your religion, prepare your support system when choosing or diving into a food business. Prepare, because you want that peace of mind. The E, empower yourself to run this food business like a pro. Empower yourself. Look at what Superstar Academy has done today. This is a form of empowerment. That is why I applaud you all for coming. You need to empower yourself in understanding how to run a food business so you are not making mistakes. Go on, they say, learn from the experience. Experience in food business is expensive. So empower yourself. That is the E in peace. A, acquire the skills. What skills do I need to run my food business? I need recipe development skills. I need recipe costing skills. I need food safety knowledge. I need sales and marketing. I need social media skills. I need graphic design skills. So P is to prepare. E is to empower yourself. A is to acquire the skills. And then C is to grow your courage. Develop a courage muscle. Develop a courage muscle that, yes, you are prepared to run your food business. You are ready to go, but things may not work according to plan, at least not in the time that you want. Tell yourself, regardless of what I see, regardless of what I hear, regardless of whether they want to say your rice is 80,000 a basket, regardless of the fact that my staff that is so good doesn't show up, I will stay on course. C for courage. C for courage. Courage to say, I am committed to this business. I will stay at it. I will thrive at it. I will continue to give it my best. C for courage. P for prepare. E for empowerment. A for acquire skills. C for courage. And E for exhale and enjoy. Exhale and enjoy. Exhale and enjoy. Your business should not drain you. Your business should not stress you. You can't avoid it, but you have to enjoy what you're doing. Your passion comes from when you are enjoying what you're doing. Because when it becomes a chore, then you are going to make more mistakes. You are going to get overwhelmed. You are going to get frustrated. You are going to get tired. And you are going to say, is this even worth it? So thank you very much, everybody. I hope that I have been able to deliver on choosing the right niche for your food business to generate steady income. We will now take questions. Thank you. Ife? Ife, over to you. Let's take questions.
Wow. It has been so much value for our time. Thank you so much, Mrs. Osaretin, for this. It's packed. Like, I have my notes full, turning pages, and I know that has been the experience for every other person that has been part of this webinar up till now. There's a lot of nuggets that we have here on how to develop our brand, properly evaluating our skills, investigating market options, exploring the right marketing strategies, and developing our brand. And then we have two, what can I call them? Like two handbags, the Siva and the Peace. And I know this alone, for the fact that it's something that we can relate to. is something that we will always continue to use to position our businesses. We have to create the right solution or service. We have to get the right information about the service. We have to make sure that we are parting value for value. And we have to also make sure that our solutions are accessible with the piece that comes with it. If there are questions, guys, please drop questions. Either you unmute your mic to ask your questions or you drop it in the chat box. We're open to answer all your questions. Yeah, the expert is here. You don't want her to go without answering all your questions. So bring it on, guys. Bring it on, everyone. Do we have anybody with a question in the room? Unmute your mic and speak and ask Mrs. Osaretin the questions that you have in mind. It might be prior to this time. Maybe you have some concerns that you can share, regardless of how the topic of the webinar went. For as long as you are in food business and you have some challenges, she's willing to answer as broadly as possible. Okay, there's a question. There's a question from Sholabomi Atolagbe. The question is, if someone wants to start a business and doesn't have enough to start, is taking a loan an option? Mrs. Osaretin?
My straight answer will be no. Let me delve into that. One of the biggest things that will drive you nuts in running a food business is when you have liabilities that you cannot meet. You see, with loans, they don't care whether your business is profitable, whether your business is sustainable. When that day comes for that money to drop, they will drag you for that income. You don't need that pressure. So that's why I said start small, and build the muscle. Because really, remember that, I was saying that we are not talking finance at today's webinar. Finance is a big part of you running a sustainable food business. Big part. Whether you're going to get finance from a loan, whether you're going to get finance from family, from friends, from your savings, is a big part of running a food business. So if it's your own money, you'll be okay that, oh, God, it's my savings. Yet it means I cannot go on that trip. Oh, it means I cannot spend that on that because it's your own money. But when it comes to 27th of the month, you have 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 naira to pay and you don't have it, it will be more headache for you. So my straight answer would be, do not take loan if you're a startup in your food business, except you are sure that there's a source to repay that loan. If you are sure that there's a source to repay that loan that doesn't put pressure on you and on your business, then you can go. But if you're going to get money from that business as a startup to pay for loans, I wouldn't encourage that. I wouldn't encourage that.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Osaretin, for the answer to that question. Permit me to continue to call you the Foodbiz Doctor so that people get to know that. Please, after this webinar, I want everybody to follow her on social media. Our Instagram handle is the Foodbiz Doctor. On Facebook, you have a lot to learn. Even on that social space, she keeps dropping a wealth of knowledge and wisdom for food business owners. There's another question that is coming. Okay, so he's not able to unmute. No, he won't. Okay, please unmute. Unmute Lebile Atinuke and ask your question.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma. Thanks so much for the class, ma. Concerning a new business that wants to launch a product, what are the key strategies that she can create for our market, to create market for herself? Because like you said we cannot sell to our families, to our parents, or to our friends. We cannot expect them to buy our products, having it in mind that they will buy at all cost. So what are the strategies that such person can put in place for her to create a market for herself, since she's just doing her market penetration?
Okay, so you missed that. I said your family, your community are the first people that will buy because they already know you. You know, Nigerians, or not even Nigerians, generally, people don't buy people they don't know. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to be very intentional about making your noise, because people buy people that they know. So you are going to make a lot of noise in terms of your marketing. You are not going to start selling a product the day you start. You are going to say, coming soon, launching soon. You are going to do a testing sessions. You are going to invite people to know about your brand. You are going to give them opportunity for them to share content about you. That's why social media is very powerful. Don't wait until, the thing is that many food business owners would have done all the back work. They will find a location, they will employ staff, they have bought ingredients, they bought equipment, then they will launch. Is that when people know that they have started the food business? No. You will start your food business by talking about it before you even start cooking. So you start to build your community. Open your page, coming soon, the kind of food we are going to start. Talk to your church, put your flyer, put your information in your church brochure, in your community, in your own students, as many places as you can talk about it. Go to people's comments, put constructive comments in their posts, and don't make yourself visible, because people will buy you only if they know you. No matter how great your food is, if people don't know that this food is being cooked by Ife, they may not buy Elebele. They may not buy Atinuke. So it's important that you do a lot of work in making. Look at Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is known globally, but they are still marketing Coca-Cola every day. They are still sponsoring events. They are still making sure that they are relevant because of competition. Then those of us that nobody knows us, we are not talking. Saving money, putting money aside in marketing is important. A lot of us will put marketing on paying for the space, uniform, equipment, food ingredients. But when you ask, what is your marketing budget? I don't have. So it's important that you spend a lot of money on, because that's the only way your customers are going to come. Online digital marketing is what everybody is familiar with now. And you know that digital marketing now, all of us are thinking it's only Instagram and Facebook. What happened to websites? What happened to app? So as visible as you can be is the encouragement I'll give you. You have to embrace working seriously on your visibility and talking. Okay, let me ask a question. There are some people in your church don't know what you do. People on your street don't know what you do. Your own students don't know what you do because you don't want them to think that you are begging. Hello? Be a noisemaker. I don't know. Niger Brand Chick just did an event in Ibadan. I don't know how many of you registered or participated at that event. Do you know what those sort of events do for your brand? Don't miss such opportunities. Don't even say, I'm going there to go and make money. Your first thing, I'm going there for people to know me. For people to know me. So that if you put that money on that market, it will be hard for you to spend. But if they say, come and pay 100,000, that one is one bag of rice. Don't miss opportunities for fairs. Anywhere you know that your brand will be exposed, jump on it. So that, like I said, more people would know you. And you start to build your community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Osaretin, the Foodbiz Doctor. I know there's still more questions that want to come from all sides, but I will suggest that you join our WhatsApp group or Telegram group where you can ask further questions, get comprehensive responses, build a community and a wealth of collaborators to work with in the future. As we are bringing this webinar to a close, we have to talk to you about what Soupah Kitchen & Co. is all about. Soupah Kitchen & Co. is a convener of the Superstar Academy, where we are teaching young entrepreneurs and small food business owners on how to grow their business. However, our service is a ghost kitchen model that helps us to collaborate with small food businesses that want to scale their business from one location to another. So instead of you worrying about you trying to get a rent space in Ibadan, for example, trying to get equipment, trying to employ chefs and worry about the end-to-end operations of your business, you can collaborate with us and we help us to make your food in your specification and put it in your packaging and deliver it to your customers. So what you worry about is your customer relationship and then building your brand, as it were. So it helps you to be able to scale with the minimal cost as possible. And you're also able to take off all management issues that a typical restaurant could have cost you. I know that you'll be interested in this, and there's a form that you can fill to show your interest. It's also in the chat box. You can just drop to show your interest, and then we have a 30-minute meeting with every single person to explain how your brand stands to benefit from our offering. And now we want to take a poll, because we know that this has been very valuable for our time, but we know that no matter how good something is, we also have to keep improving on it. With this webinar, we want to know what your breadth and your thoughts are because it's going to be a monthly webinar, which means when we are doing for next month, it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better, but with your feedback. So we are dropping a poll to go live now, and we're dropping a poll to go live now so that you can give us your feedback about this webinar. We'll take about 2 minutes to do that. So just wait for it to drop. We're about to drop the poll now.
Okay, while we are doing the poll, can I quickly respond to the question about someone has said she's good, but then she doesn't get the big jobs, and then the people regret?
Absolutely, ma'am.
Okay. So who sent that? Who sent that? I want to address the person personally. Victoria. I don't know if that's from Victoria, but I'll respond. Your time will come, is what I would tell you. And then you need to find out why. Why is that person the person they chose? Is it that the person has a network there? Is it that the person does some freebies? Is it that the person has been perceived as being more capable? I will share this with you. So one of my clients she does corporate catering, and she was never approached to do Christmas parties for the company where she's doing corporate catering. You know what she did? I had a meeting with her and I said, Madam, this is what you're going to do for your clients. For the next 4 Fridays, serve them what they don't normally get in their meal offering. So this Friday, she'll go with small chops. Next Friday, she'll go with grilled items. Next Friday, she'll go with mashed potatoes. Well, listen to the good news. She has been signed up to do Christmas party for this year in millions of naira. So sometimes people don't know what your capability is until you show them. So you have to find a way to show them what your capability is, and they just keep pushing at it, and your time will come. So like you first said, let's quickly take the poll, and then we can go towards wrapping up the session.
Thank you very much for your response, the Foodbiz Doctor. I think that was deep, understandable enough for you, Bumi. I think question came from Bumi. If there are more questions, please join the link, our group, to be able to ask further questions. And if you're interested in a service of helping you to cook your food everywhere our ghost kitchen is located, you can also indicate your interest by filling the form. It's a short form that helps you to be able to understand our service better, ask personal questions, understand how our model is, and see how we can partner together. We are bringing the poll to an end now, as we believe that a lot of the people on this call has participated in the poll. And yes, we are moving on to the next, which is the announcement of the winners for the challenge that we ran.
Oh, okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Victoria, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So my name is Victoria. I am the Digital Marketing Associate from Soupah Kitchen & Co. And this is the time to announce the winners of the challenge. So in order for you to enter the challenge, the first thing you had to do was to follow Soupah Kitchen Co. on Instagram. You also had to like and comment on the challenge post on our Instagram. And you had to post the challenge with 3 hashtags, which were Superstar Challenge, FOC1, and Soupah Kitchen Co. So now is the time to announce the 3 winners.
Drum roll.
Are you ready? Sorry, give me a second. So these 3 are the winners of our challenge for November. For the first FOC 0.1, these are the 3 winners of our challenge.
Congratulations.
So the first winner is chops_NDR and Grills Central. So he's the first winner. The first runner-up is Pomo_Treats, and then the second runner-up is Dakag Foods. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name, but congratulations.
It's called Dakag Foods. Dakag Foods.
So in order for you to get your prizes, please make sure to DM us on our Instagram. DM us your account number and we'll make sure to send your prizes to you. So congratulations.
Congratulations, people.
Thank you. Congratulations once again. So we are bringing the event to a close, and we want to thank everybody once again for being a part of this webinar. And we'll keep reminding you, join our WhatsApp group, join our Telegram group, and also sign up for our model so that you can understand and see how we can partner with everyone. When the Foodbiz Doctor was giving us the nuggets and the words of wisdom, she mentioned being able to work well with your brand, but also being in a community collaborating really makes you get things faster. So if you've got all this knowledge and you want to execute them in 5 months, that can be for like one person. But if you're doing it with a large community, in certain ways, in most cases, you're able to do this even within 1 week or 2 weeks, as it is with our model. So we hope that you will be a part of our community and we can grow the Nigerian food sector together. Also, do not forget to follow us on all our social media pages where we'll be dropping ideas, thoughts, and different suggestions that can help you grow your businesses. Follow Mrs. Osaretin on the Foodbiz Doctor on all of the social media handles so that you keep getting the wealth of knowledge that she gives to the food hospitality industry entrepreneurs. Thank you once again, everyone. We are like about 3 minutes before the close of the event, so we are in good time, and we're happy that we're able to maximize this experience for everyone. So thank you, everyone. We can take a leave because the webinar has come to a close, but please get all the information as you are having it on this last screen to be able to keep in communication contact with us. We appreciate that you're able to make it for this time. And we most importantly are very glad that it's been valued for your time and we don't take it for granted. So we are looking forward to seeing you by next month, December, for our second webinar, which is for food entrepreneurs, people like you. And that time, please, we want you to come with at least 3 people each so that they can also learn whatever it is that is being taught. Now, come to think of it, all the experience we had here is not only for food business owner. It's also for people that are running other businesses. You could be in real estate,
Absolutely.
You could be in manufacturing, you could be in any industry. It is very,
Absolutely.
very valuable. So please bring in a lot of people, let people learn, let us all go together, and of course, become successful together. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. All the best, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.